Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to another brand new video on this channel, and today it's gonna be me, Jay Trades, and I'm gonna be going over exactly the problem that so many traders face. If this is you and you're one of those traders that's taking like 2 to 3 years or even longer, or anyone just taking over 2 years to become profitable and you're still not profitable yet, continue to rest to watch this video because it's extremely important, and I think it will potentially help you become profitable within the next day, because a lot of traders don't realize why it's taking them so long to become profitable. And I'm gonna go straight to the chase and tell you guys straight up the exact real reason, because a lot of people, they like to beat around the bush and say other things to be nice and to sound nice to you, when in reality you gotta tell the truth in trading, right? I don't want you guys to be spending 3 to 5 years becoming profitable when you can truly become profitable within a year. I truly believe it. From zero to profitability within a year, you truly can. And I think 1 year is a very good timeline for someone that's starting new to become profitable. Now, if you're an intermediate trader that has already maybe been trading for 3 to 6 months, I'd say if you even find like a right mentor or mentorship, or even learn the right things ahead of time, which is what I wish I did. I wish I had a mentor when I started trading and learned the right things, but I had to figure out a lot of this stuff on my own, just through screen time and just digging through content and filtering out good and bad content, because there's such a thing as good content and bad content, right? For me, bad content is like EMA crossovers, things like this that do not actually do anything in your trading, and they actually do not actually generally help you become profitable. They are proven to statistically have no edge, these EMA crossovers. I've done backtesting, I've done with the bots, and they go over 10 years of data instantly, and there's no edge in that. So what truly provides an edge? Well, what I'm going to tell you guys today is from my personal trading experience of several years. Majority, I would say, of edge comes from reading price action or order flow. So one of those two things. But me personally, I think price action is the best way to develop a true edge in the market, because at the end of the day, the market is an auction between buyers and sellers, and people asking for higher prices and bidding for lower prices, right? So price action, in my opinion, truly is key, and you have to understand mechanically what you're really looking for in price. But let me explain today about EQ and IQ, because this is very important. You want to figure out how you can become profitable within a year or less, right? From where you are, even with 3 months. EQ and IQ. So in trading, you require both high EQ and IQ. Now, I'd say it's almost 50-50. However, there is a slight difference that I didn't mention previously. I believe I made a video regarding this before on my YouTube channel. Check it out. But I believe I did not make this distinction earlier, so that's why I'm making a second video, that in trading, you need to be smart to learn things, right? You need to have IQ sustainable enough or high enough to learn new things, learn new content, and be able to pick up things faster. So the higher someone's IQ is, that just typically means the faster they can learn and retain information in their brain and understand and put together information, correct? So person A, like one trader, can maybe have very high IQ. They can learn the technicals extremely fast. And trader B might have a lower IQ, and they might take maybe double the amount of time to learn the technicals or strategy and put everything together. And that's why you cannot compare your journey to anyone else's, because everyone is born different, right? IQ is somewhat genetic. I'm sure there's environmental factors that affect it, but it's still somewhat genetic at the end of the day. And also your environment is also different, right? Everyone grows up in different areas and different places. So you can't expect everyone to have the same training journey or path, right? Some people are gonna have a better journey. Some people are gonna have a more rocky journey. But the point is, IQ in trading is used to basically measure how well you can learn concepts in trading and put them together, while EQ is more so the psychology aspect of trading. And basically, if you know in trading, your psychology and IQ or your strategy are both very important, right? So when I talk about IQ, I'm talking about edge. IQ is putting together an edge. EQ is psychology and managing your emotions, risk management, all of that. You need both of these to become profitable consistently. If you're missing one piece of the puzzle, you'll never be able to become profitable, right? And why does it take still so long for people to learn or become profitable? Well, some people are either stuck in the IQ stage or stuck in the EQ stage. If you fix both of those, you're guaranteed to become profitable. Mathematically speaking, you are guaranteed to become profitable. You fix both of these stages, but people don't understand entirely what stage they're in at times, right? People think they have an edge when in reality they don't have an edge. Or some people think they have good psychology when in reality they don't have good psychology. Do you have videos recording yourself trading? Yes or no? Do you also have, data, or are you journaling your trades to prove that you're actually taking these trades? Or you're taking random trades, you're taking revenge trades, and you don't even realize. A lot of people that don't live in the moment, so they don't realize they're making psychology mistakes. And that's the problem. That's a very big problem. That's why they're stuck in a loop forever, right? Some people are stuck in a loop of having no edge forever. So they keep focusing on their psychology and they get nowhere, because psychology without edge means nothing. But also edge, having good strategy without properly executing that strategy also means nothing. Now the real question is, which one is easier? And I know I'm losing my voice kind of here already, because I had to record I had to record like 6 hours of content for the course members, just reviewing trades and just doing some other stuff. But nonetheless, yeah, so bear with me if you hear my voice kind of, disappearing. It is what it is. And, I just like teaching. It's my passion, so I don't mind it. But nonetheless, so basically, right, you need to first, as a trader, develop an edge. That's my opinion. You find a mentor, someone that knows what they're doing, and learn their strategy and concepts in their system. Then you focus on your psychology. A lot of traders make a mistake of focusing on this first without your edge first. There's no way to focus on your psychology without a proven strategy or anything, because what are you really focusing on, right? When you're trading, what are you really doing? You're not doing anything. You're just guessing, right? You're just guessing. If you're taking random trades, just guessing, you have no system in place. No matter how good your psychology is, if you have no edge, it doesn't matter. You'll slowly just blow your account either way. So my tip to every trader, focus on your edge first. Once you finish your edge, then focus on your psychology. Now, again, the real question is, why does it take so long for so many traders to become profitable? Well, I think the edge part takes a bit less time to master. I think anyone, even if you have lowest IQ, like 80 or 70, whatever, if you're not good at learning things, I think it would take you, honestly, with the right mentor, 3 months to learn a strategy from start to finish. If you don't have a mentor, it could take you potentially up to 1 year. If you don't have a mentor, because you have to dig through correct information and incorrect information and filter out the good and bad content, right? And as well as developing your own system is an entirely different thing than just having a strategy. The strategy is one thing, but a system involves risk management, it involves your risk parameters, it involves your trading rules, and many other things. So strategy also needs a system. Without a system in place, you don't have a routine. Without a routine in place, it's very hard to become consistently profitable and have a consistent schedule. How can you expect consistent results and consistent profits without consistent lifestyle, right? And consistent rules to follow. So I'd say edge can take from 3 months to 1 year to learn, which is purely technicals. By the way, I'll purely trade technicals myself. There is actually a fundamental aspect I do utilize my trading, but I don't talk about it on my YouTube ever. It's purely for the course members only. But yeah, 3 to 6 months, 3 months at least to 1 year to learn trading strategy. Now, I think for EQ, this is where it gets rough, guys. Psychology can sometimes take someone, it just varies so much. If you're a disciplined person, like let's say you're someone that's from the army, maybe you're retired from the army, you're naturally gonna have discipline. I'm guarantee you will have naturally discipline. Let's say someone retired from the army or a certain army for 5 years or something, or even a year, you will naturally have more discipline than a normal person, and therefore you'll be able to master psychology much faster because of how you grew up in your environment. Your environment matters a lot to your psychology. So honestly, for psychology, the time frame is so massive, but I'd say to develop a true probabilistic mindset where you truly know you have a good psychology is you need to prove yourself from live trading that you can execute on basically, or if not 80 to 90% times, flawlessly. And that takes time, right? You can't just say you have one good month of execution, you have good psychology. That's not true. You need a track record. So I'd say, losing my voice already. I'm gonna probably end this video real soon, I'm not gonna lie, but I'd say 6 months to 5 years. Sounds crazy, guys, right? But there's people stuck in this psychology loop for 5 years. But basically, the point is, these guys ask me, or girls, they ask me, why does it take me so long to master trading? I've been spending 5 years. And my answer to them is, do you have an edge? That's my first question. The first question you always ask them before when you try to give them advice for trading is, do you have an edge? Do you have a proven track record or back test of at least your strategy? I think back tests matter a lot. And the reason why is because there's no emotions involved in back testing. So back testing shows the true performance of a trading system, right? If you're trading live a strategy, there's going to be a lot of uncontrollable variables, like a lot of different types of emotions that could alter your data. So pure back testing data is what I'm looking for. And if you cannot provide me pure back tested data on your strategy, I would just assume you don't have a pure straight up edge, because you just got into trading without back testing and even proving that what you're doing works. Doesn't entirely make sense to me, right? Sometimes you might get lucky, but luck only goes for so far, right? Make sure your edge is long lasting. It can sustain across multiple market conditions, because sometimes the seasonalities change and it can affect how price moves, like certain things like gold, right? I traded gold last August or 2 years ago, and it moves different, very different than what it moves now in terms of just the ranges, I'd say, right? Back then, gold would make these very big ranges, and it'll be very easy to trade. Liquidity sweep, okay, hit the origin, liquidity sweep, hit the origin. All you're doing is trade reversals. You can even set limit orders, but now it moves very similar to something like the indices now, like ES, where there's going to be fake outs, things like that, right? It's a lot more complicated in structure than before. So I always ask people, do you have an edge first? If you don't have an edge, go back, go learn, do your studying first. Don't even live trade, go back test. Once you have that edge, then I'm like, okay, your strategy and your knowledge is not the problem. Your problem is your executions, live trading, and that stems purely from psychology. That's why I say to everyone watching right now, trading is 100% strategy. Once you master 100% strategy, it's 100% psychology, because once you go from back testing phase to the live trading phase, what makes the difference between your back testing data and live trading data aside from spreading commissions? Psychology, or your ability to execute your strategy flawlessly. That's the thing that will make a difference between your back test and your true results trading live. Once you have that edge in proven strategy and back tested data across a good sample size, I'd say preferably 500 trades or more is good sample size, regardless of swing trade or whatever. Focus purely on recording yourself trading and following rules. Make yourself a rule book. Make yourself rules to follow each and every single day when you're trading, and follow those rules, and you will realize the more you follow your rules, the more green your P&L becomes. It's a direct correlation, guys. It's a direct correlation. The less random trades you take, the less FOMO trades you take, the less over leveraging you do, the more proper risk management you do, the more static, keeping the same risk percent per trade and not increasing your risk or decreasing your risk after every single trade win or loss you do, the better your results will be. That's why I have on my website, if you click on my website, I have a free rule-based P&L journal template that anyone can use and download for free, completely free. I made it for you guys, as the formulas and everything that you need to get started. And all you do is you keep track of your green and red days based on your P&L. So instead of a P&L journal, instead of tracking your trading based on your P&L, it tracks based on whether or not you follow your trading rules. So it's a rule-based journal, right? So you will notice, what you notice from that journal is it's very cool. You will notice, and a lot of my students notice this too, is that when they have a lot of green days on their rule journal, meaning they're following their rules, these green days typically align with their P&L. So when they have a green day following their rules, their P&L is typically green, right? There's a very, very direct correlation between this. And they see when the day is red, when they don't follow their trading plan or they make sabotages, psychologically, their P&L is likely red or very red because they tilt. And that's completely normal. That just shows and proves how much psychology matters after you have a proven edge. And that's why some people take forever to become profitable or even never hit profitability because they're stuck in either the psychology loop or the edge loop. You preferably, like I mentioned, the edge typically takes much faster to learn, and there's only so much you can really learn from the edge section, right, before you overcomplicate a trading strategy or system. So that's something you definitely want to, keep in mind next time you're trying to reevaluate how you can become profitable. I really do hope this video has helped you guys understand, the cycles in terms of timing of how you can become profitable. And hopefully by this video you will understand truly. Ask yourself, what type of help you need. Do you need strategy help? Do you need psychology help? Or do you need to do both? Work on both. If you need to work on both, remember I always have the mentorship, one-on-one prime mentorship open on my website. And if you want the strategy, you really need a strategy that works, I have the course. Goes over my entire system with rules and everything. And I try to make the strategy as mechanical as possible so anyone can follow the strategy, right? The entries are extremely mechanical. You can have a bot even for the entries. That's just how it is. It's really robotic. So again, I really do hope this video has helped you guys really understand the timeline, understanding why some people take so long to become profitable, and it's just due to being stuck, like I mentioned, in one of these two phases, psychology or their learning stage. And psychology is the thing that's not stable. Okay, what I mean by this is gonna be the last point before I end this video, guys. By the way, join the free Discord before I end the video. By the way, it's completely free. There's a lot of free content I try to provide to you guys there for those that can't afford the course or mentorship, just to let you know. But anyway, the point is in this video is that what I mean by the edge phase and strategy phase being static and the psychology being dynamic is, again, there's only so much you can learn for strategy, right? So even the dumbest person, let's say they take a year to learn strategy. Okay, after a year they have all the knowledge ingrained in here, but guess what? It's not like you have to continuously learn new things once you have an edge. If you have an edge that works across 5 years of data, for example, just continue repeating that edge. It works. It works. Build that confidence in backtesting. It works. But the problem, guys, is that psychology phase can take forever for some people until they realize that's their problem in trading. Because even the best traders, they will have bad days. Even me, I will have days where I will tilt. Now, the tilting is different. The tilting on a personal account is way different than me trading on my profit and funded accounts, right? On my personal account, of course, I have very strict rules I follow on my live personal account. That way I don't lose a certain percent of my personal account on any given day basis, because that would hurt a ton, right? Because it's directly affecting the amount of money I have. But on a funded account, you just have the activation fee, you just have the call out fee. Who really cares, right? That's how most people view funded accounts. So you can have a lot more leeway with funded accounts in terms of risk management and psychology. The point is, even the best traders will make mistakes psychologically from time to time, but their edge will not get worse. Their edge, in fact, can only really get better in a sense. But psychology varies a ton, right? Your psychology on a certain day could be bad, the next day could be very good. So psychology is something that's ongoing. It's an ongoing process of getting better and better. But edge is something that, here's the learning curve for edge. It's exponential. It starts exponential because you learn a lot in the beginning, and then it slowly becomes a log function towards the end. It's like diminishing returns. There's only so much you can learn. But for psychology, you guys have to understand that it's very random. The curve is very random depending on how disciplined of a person you already are. So make sure your life is disciplined and get your life together, and your problems will not be reflected on charts, because life problems are reflected on charts. If you're in a financial crisis, it's going to be reflected in your trading because you're focused so much on the profits and P&L and paying rent, for example, or paying your bills, right? That's why you need a part-time job on the side, at least some other source of income while you're still learning before you become consistently profitable, and then quit that job. And that's when you can go full-time into trading. Once you have a proven track record, I'd say 3 to 6 months is a good time track record in my opinion before you can quit and go full-time. And of course, you need to have money saved up by then, of course. just in case, as backup. You never know, right? But yeah, the point is, like I mentioned, psychology curve is way different than the learning curve for strategy. Psychology, it's never gonna be slowed down like this, because like I mentioned, even the best traders will at some point make mistakes psychologically. So it's an ongoing battle each and every single day. But edge is not the same thing. So I hope that makes sense to you guys, how edge is something that's not continuous in terms of learning, but psychology is something that's always continuous because it's part of human nature. The market is basically programmed off to go against true human nature. That's what it is, and that's why it's a continuous cycle for psychology. That's why the time range is so massive for psychology, but so little for edge. Anyway, that's it for me, this video. You guys already know what to do if you're interested in learning more, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.